And this does have those rounded rectangles. I think I might have needed about 100 though. This isn't really that round. So let's zoom in there and see which one we want to use. So I'm zooming in with my mouse tool, my scroll wheel. Let's turn off this one and then let's turn on this one. I kind of like this one. I don't know. Let's see here again. I'm turning them on and off. That's pretty cool too though. Let's do this one since it says Cooperstown. So I'm going to take that one, shrink it down a little bit more. I want it to kind of line up a little bit. It's going to go right on this line here. And I can always pull in another line if I wanted to, but we're going to try and finish this up quickly. And we're not quite done yet. We want to add some text and we want to fill that background with some kind of a color. Keep saving as you keep laying out your digital scrapbook page, because if something happens or your computer dies or something you haven't saved, you're going to be really mad at yourself. So I'm going to take this background, I'm going to go to the background layer. I'm going to get my paint bucket, which is under the drawing area, and then I'm going to click on this foreground color, and I'm going to pull a color from this layout. Maybe red, I don't know, it might look too Christmassy. And then I'm going to click inside of there. Yep, don't like that. So I'm going to try a different color. Click on that foreground color again. Maybe pull in this deep dark green. See if that works. Let's go with a little bit lighter green. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead with maybe this green. Ugh, I don't know if I like that either. Now this is where my craziness comes into play. What else could we do? Maybe this deep blue, because those were the colors that they did wear, the blue. Okay, let's pretend we like this. I don't really like it, but I could be here all day trying to pick out a color. And I know some of you are chuckling right now because you totally understand, but we need to get through this. All right, what we're gonna do is add some simple text because we still have a lot of creating to do within this advanced training session, but this is gonna be a simple one. And I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna get my text tool, and I'm gonna see what I got going on as far as the color. I'm gonna pick a white right now to be simple. And I don't know what this font's gonna look like, but let's just go ahead. We're gonna pick up this first text tool, the horizontal type tool, and I'm gonna click one time. And I'm just gonna type in something here. JC, 12 years old, Cooperstown, New York. Okay? Now, you could put whatever you want to down there. I definitely don't like this font that we have right now, but if we don't like it, we can go to text, we can go through, and we can pick out something different. I think I'm going to go with this one, and I am going to stretch it and make it bigger. So I'm taking it from the corners and just pulling it across. Cooperstown, I forgot the S, so that's good. I'm going to get in there, get my text tool again, and put an S in there, click, and now we've got Cooperstown, New York. On the left-hand side, I do want to put something over there, so let's just go with, you always want the date on there as far as the year. So I'm going to go and I'm going to click, I'm going to type in 2016. The name of their team was Battle Baseball. Okay, then I'm going to enlarge it. It is behind that layer, so now I need to just drag it and drop it above the layer. I'm going to take it from one of the corners. See how it turns into double arrows there? I'm going to hold down the Shift key and I'm going to rotate it. And I'm just dragging it and dropping it into the size that I want it to be. Okay, maybe even I take this and pull it so that it's kind of lined up. You got to be careful, don't get too close to the bottom. You want at least 1/4 inch because you don't want it to be cut off during the printing process. So you might want to show that 1/4 inch before you print it and it cuts off. That's not fun at all. I've had it happen to me before. So here is a very, very basic layout. If you wanted this to be a little bit more subtle, you can go in and select that layer, take down the opacity to lighten that up a little bit because I think it is a little bit obnoxious. That looks pretty good. This could be totally a different color if you wanted to. All you do is you select it, you go get your text tool, you go down here, change the color to maybe a gray, or maybe you pull something in from the photo. So I'm going to click here. Maybe it needs to be red. I don't know. I don't think it's going to look good red, but I just wanted to show you how to change the color. Again, you can go back to the background if you wanted to change the color there. Maybe you want it to be a light gray. I think that might be better. I'm going to get my paint bucket tool, click inside of there. It looks okay. Let's try a darker gray. Not bad. It's not the greatest color scheme whatsoever. In fact, what if we wanted to take this layer down here and change it to the Cooperstown color? So I'm going to the JC 12 years old, Cooperstown, New York. I'm going to go click down here. I'm going to click on this little color picker, and then I'm going to come in and get this kind of like a goldish color and click on OK. I do like that a little bit better. Once you're done with that layout, you want to make sure you save it, File, Save. And then if you're going to save it and print it somewhere else, you definitely want to save it as a JPEG. So you go File, Save As, and then I'm going to choose JPEG from my list of drop-downs. Click on Save. I'll save it the same name. I usually go all the way over to the right, the maximum, and then click on OK. Now you have two different layouts. You have the PSD file in case you spelled something wrong or in case you want to redo something, and you have the JPEG. So let's just go in there and go find that JPEG to make sure. Here it is. See how this is a PSD file, so you can't really see the actual thumbnail, whereas a TIFF, I believe you can. And then here is the first layout, which is the JPEG. If you hover over the top of it, you'll see that it's 5.57 megabytes, 3600 by 3600. That means 12 by 12. And then if you hover over this one, it's a 58 megabyte size, huge. Those PSD files are mega huge. So that's why this is the one you would upload to get it printed at Shutterfly, Persnickety Prints, or you can just print it directly on your printer if you are so inclined to have a 12 by 12 printer. Here's another cool thing. If you wanted to, you can open this up and image, resize, image size. You could take this down to an 8 by 8 if you wanted to and print it in several different sizes at home, or you can save as 8 by 8. Make sure you kind of label them correctly, and so you can do that as well. So now you know how to do a 12 by 12 and you know how to shrink it down to an 8 by 8. Next up, we're going to do an 8.5 by 11. Hi everyone, I just personally want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your DigiScrap journey. And my final thought of the day is to do what you love and love what you do. Thanks for joining me and have a great day. Bye for now.